Jesus left us with quite an image, didn't he, at the end of that gospel? Where the body is, there also the vultures will gather. Well, the scriptures today, though, address a subject that many may not be on the minds of a lot of people, but some may be curious about trying to time the end, or when do we think death will happen. I know we don't think about that all the time, at least young people don't, but maybe some older people are serious about this. But it was really quite a concern with the early Christians. This was a real concern. They asked, when could we expect Jesus to return, the second coming, and judge us? They wanted to know, to be prepared. You know, both scripture readings today contributed some helpful thoughts on this particular subject. Because this was a concern with early Christians, they looked for signs about when Jesus would come again and judge us, and whether the right and the wrong. And today, people are still looking for those signs. We'll pause there a minute, because as we had a couple of visitors this morning from the Marian Conference, God bless them. But boy, there's this Father Powers. I never heard of him, but in some priest that they all know, she said millions go to his grave. People are still looking. They're still searching. They're looking for signs from Jesus. Now, some believe that we are in the end times, whereas others are inclined to ignore such concerns. You'll find people who are saying, this is it. The world's coming to an end. Look at all these problems. And I say to you, and I said it over and over again, it's no different today than it was during Jesus' time. It's the same problems, same kinds of people, same thing. But one way to talk about the future is to draw comparisons between what we think the future will hold and what we have already experienced. And that's what Jesus did today in that gospel. He talked about Noah, he talked about Lot, he talked about two people being in their bed. One was alive and the other one died. Now, you know those stories. We'll pause if we have to talk about Noah. All those people, only a few went in the boat. The rest all died. What about Lot and his wife? Don't look back. You're going to turn to salt. She looks back. She turns to salt. The whole city is destroyed. In the examples he used, people were interrupted as they were completing ordinary tasks like sleeping or grinding flour. Pause. I always said myself, you know what I think it's going to be like? It's like when I go to bed at night, I have no idea what happened during those 7 hours, and I wake up in the morning, and there it is. That's what it's going to be like. But Jesus better be there as well. So basically what he's saying is the suddenness is going to be there. Be prepared. And this is still the case. Any one of us, by the way, can give all kinds of examples like Jesus gave of things happening. Just be prepared. So the reading from Wisdom today addresses being prepared. It contrasts people who are foolish and those who are wise. The reading from the book of Wisdom depicts foolish people who do not know God, although they seem to enjoy all that the world has to offer, all of creation, all its beauty, and yet they're unable to figure out that God the Father is the author of it all and behind it all. Instead, they look for fire, water, wind, crystals, and whatever, looking for him. Now, the wise are those who confess to know God and his ways and seek to follow it. People who are willing to lose their lives by following the example of Jesus, who was willing to suffer for others. Now, to those who would object, we could prepare ourselves better if we knew exactly when the end was coming. Jesus would probably say to you that we can prepare ourselves daily by reflecting and praying about the inevitability of death. Exactly what we're doing right now. And the timing at the end just won't matter. Right? It won't matter if we're being prepared on every single moment of our lives. I know it's still, I remember as a young priest, I was floored. I'm adding something and I'm going. But as a young priest, I'm bringing confession to this communion to this lady that I had bringing communion to it for years, so devout, so holy. My God, when she was at her deathbed, she was so frightened, so upset, so I didn't know what to do. It just amazed me. I just thought this holy lady would enter into paradise. Not really. She was really afraid. She was prepared, but she was still afraid. And I think that's the reality with most people. God bless you.